Hey guys, Ryan Dement. I hope you guys are having a great day. We're back at it live, and today's topic: housing bubble, housing crash. Data says maybe, and I say that because no one knows on the right hand side of the graph on whether this is going to crash or soft landing. We can all make predictions or guesstimates, but at the end of the day, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. But there's a lot of, I'll say, real estate professionals that are out there stating that people need to buy now or else. And it's starting to come off as, I'm going to say this, somewhat desperate and not knowing the market, and not knowing the person's financial situation. And yesterday, the Fed raising the Fed lending rate by 75 basis points. Today, interest rates, for a 30-year are above 6. It's it's probably not the time to be buying, and I wanna go through. I found a few of them that posted stuff on the internet, and I'm not gonna put names, I'm not gonna share my screen on that piece, but I'll share data that refutes or actually supports what they're saying. So this individual is talking about 7 reasons why not to delay buying a home, and the first reason is buying now means you lock in your monthly payment. If you're renting, your landlord can raise your rent when your lease is about to expire. Buying a home, on the other hand, lets you lock in your monthly payment. That person is correct. I mean, if you're on a 15 or 30-year fixed mortgage, that is correct. But the difference is, and I'm going to share my screen now on that piece. So let's take the median. They're saying the median price of a home is 391,000. I'm just rounding up to 400,000. 30-year term, 6.28, or you factored it in. So if you see your payment is, excuse me, is 2470.68. Now let's say we were back in the olden days and we did 3.75. I just, what the heck? So you're talking for almost $500 more a month that you're going to be paying, and then of course total interest paid is going to be dramatic. But I want to go back to this monthly payment of 1852.46 at 3.75, and then if we do 6.28, 2470. So let me stop sharing here and let me go to another screen for you guys. So this is Zumper. I use them to look for median rental prices and just to see what the rental market is going. So there, this is through May 2022. And for one bedroom medium rent prices, the highest is New York City at 3590. I want to go down right here and it says a one bedroom rent with a median one bedroom rent at 1414 and two beds at 1758. Okay, 1758 for a two bedroom. Most people that are buying a home are buying three bedrooms, two bath. Let's just call a spade a spade. So I would like to go back to the calculator and 2470.68 for a $400,000 home. 1758 was the median rental price or rental monthly rent for a two-bedroom home. So 1758 and 2470. So at 2470 and 1758, you're talking roughly about $700. Now, what happens, and we're going to do some math here, and this will kind of lead us into some of the other things that he said, because the next thing he says, you can start building wealth. You're still paying the mortgage whether you buy or rent. However, when you buy a home, you can start building your wealth instead of your landlords. Very true. I agree 100%. But here's the thing that I want to be able to show. So let's say home prices started going down and we dropped to 385 at 6.28. You're at 2378. At 375, you're at $2,300. So your $600 difference between rent, what the median rent is today versus paying for a home or buying a home at 6.28. No one can tell us that 6.28 is going to be the number that we stick with forever. At some point, the numbers will plateau, but will the plateau and also home prices decrease far enough to where it offsets any cost? So if you're paying $1,800 a month in rent, why would you not want to buy a home? Because you can always refinance out at a later date and time. So let's go down just to 350, $2,100. You're talking $300 to $400 more a month. Now that's on a $350,000 home. Do you have to buy a $350,000 home? It all depends where you live and everything to that extent. But if we just have small adjustments, which they fluctuate, interest rates do. Let's say it just goes flat to 6%, $2,098.43. You're 200 bucks away. So if we get to 5.99, I mean, we're in the ballpark, guys. We're in the ballpark, and that's huge because ultimately you want to be able to not be house poor, be able to afford your home and not have to worry about defaulting on your mortgage. Period. End of story. Um, the other one that I wanted to discuss, inflation is currently high. Buying a home can be a great investment to keep up with inflation. I don't know about that because inflation makes everything cost more. So houses are at a peak for pricing and your dollar's not going as far, interest rates are up. It doesn't it doesn't keep up with inflation. Houses don't typically appreciate at 6, 8, 10% annually. We're just seeing that because of the pandemic. So this is an anomaly. Historically, real estate appreciation outpaces inflation. You don't have to invest much for the down payment. So let's stop there. You don't have to invest very much on the down payment. Basically, what this individual is saying is you need to do 3.5% down. Those figures that I was giving to you in that calculator were with 20% down. So if you put 3.5% down, more than likely your payment's going to be pushing $3,000 a month, which is going to price you out of the market. If you've been in the rental game for a while and you've been saving up and you've paid your high interest rate credit cards off, you should have more than enough for a 20% down on your actual new mortgage. But if you're going to only do 3.5%, be prepared for sticker shock when it comes to that payment, especially at these prices. High prices, high interest rates doesn't work. So that is false. Interest rates are increasing. Oh, excuse me. Home values have increased significantly. If you're looking to move to a larger home, you'll benefit from more appreciation on higher priced property. For example, if you currently own a house that's worth 150,000 and the home goes up by 8% in the next year, your net worth will increase by 12,000. However, if you sell and buy a home that's $300,000 worth, the home goes up by 8%, your net worth increases by 24,000. Numbers are correct, but we're splitting atoms and hairs at that point because homes typically don't appreciate at 8 or 10% annually. This is an anomaly. We are still in uncharted territories where we've had these huge run-ups. The last time we did this, 2008, 2007, 2006, and the reason why I said earlier data says maybe for a housing bubble or crash is because we have very tight lending guidelines and restrictions. We're not just giving anybody that has a heartbeat and a pin a mortgage. So that's what's going to be different. And the last piece, homes are getting more expensive with home values and rates going up. Homes will become more expensive every day that you wait. So maybe this person thinks that the market's going to continue to go north and not understanding that with this last Fed increase, houses are staying on the market 30, 60, 90 days and they're having multiple price reductions. So this is where I have a struggle with real estate professionals trying to push you because ultimately they don't get paid unless they're selling houses. And I understand that and I think there's really great individuals out there, but also at the same time they're so short-sighted when it comes to market trends and understanding what's going on. They're drinking the Kool-Aid from everybody else and not looking at the numbers and digging in and saying, "Hey, there's some challenges." Because if they put any doom or gloom onto the challenges, guess what happens? They don't sell houses. So they have to be all rosy and paint all these things. If they actually came in and dug in, they actually dug into the numbers and looked at things properly, they could frame it in a different light. You might not sell as many houses, but you're educating your customer base because ultimately, when someone buys a house at this price point with these interest rates as high, you're strapping them with a very high payment, and more than likely, they're going to default, and that's not anything that I wanna do or I want anybody else to do. So, guys, be careful when you're out looking for a house. If someone's telling you, "Buy, buy, buy," and it doesn't make dollars and cents for you, you gotta walk away, because if you're home poor, that means you're not gonna have any cash left in the bank at the end of the month. How are you gonna pay the bills? So make sure it makes dollars and cents to you guys. I hope you guys have a good one. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video, subscribe, share. I'll see you guys on the other side. Have a good one.